So, last meal was my lunch or dinner. I forgot that I'd had oatmeal with blueberries for second breakfast. So anyway, this is my supper at 4:16, and I'm having toast and a kiwi with it because it's that recipe out of that. Oh gosh, what was the name of that cookbook? I don't know. Anyway, for black-eyed peas, it was really good. And black-eyed peas have zinc. They're a good source of zinc, and I want to absorb as much of that zinc as possible. So I'm taking vitamin C with the zinc. So that's going to be my supper. Oh, it's so hot. All I've been doing is my legs all wet here because I had the colander of washed blueberries here on a pillow, and then anyway, I've been cleaning blueberries because I noticed how much, like, I'd already cleaned the ones in the dish for James and it still didn't seem clean enough for him, so I had to do a better job. So that's all I've been doing all day long, is just cleaning those blueberries. And now I'm starting on Saskatoons, but I need a break because I'm tired. But in the meantime, I watched this, which I thought was funny, but I always like her. So that's I Feel Pretty with Amy Schumer. And I'm watching this right now, but I'm not finding it that interesting. I don't know why, because the acting is good and everything. I'm just not that into it. Inspired by true events of the Getty kidnapping, which I guess I didn't even know happened. So anyway, James has been sleeping this whole time. He had dinner and then he went right to sleep. He couldn't stay awake even through this movie, and he woke up at one point and he said, "Oh, I was enjoying the movie. I just couldn't sleep, right? Or I couldn't stay awake." So anyway, it was good. And this is, if you're interested at all in that kidnapping, you'd probably be interested in this. I'm not finding it that. Anyway, just going to have a look at this. See how it's. I forgot my spoon. I'll have to eat with the little spoon. Oh, I'll just use James's. He has a spoon he didn't touch from this morning. So good. If you want to know how I made this, just go back into my video things to see when I was talking about that wonderful Indian cookbook that had this recipe, because it's delicious and black-eyed peas are not. Looks okay. I think I'm just going to drink smoothies the rest of the week, because this is just, it's too hot to heat anything up in there. guess not as tired as James because he's sleeping. He's really tired. But like I should have put on his favorite music. I didn't. Like we'd listen to his favorite stuff earlier, and then I put on The Cure, Disintegration, because I know all the words. So I thought it'd keep me awake, right? But it was not. So I'd drift off, and I knew I'd drift off because I'd miss some of the words. But I was trying very hard to stay awake. Because I firmly believe that the passenger in the front needs to be every bit as alert as the driver. They need to be paying attention so that the driver has second eyes, and especially when you're driving, he picked roads with no shoulders and stuff, so sometimes they hadn't even mown the grass or whatever along the edge, and then it's like a deer could jump out of there pretty easily. But it smelled nice. We had the air conditioner. We think the air conditioner's going or something. We were worried to turn it on. We didn't want to. So we were going with the windows open. And I mean, not open too much because we didn't want you always leaping out to their death. But anyway, so we're driving along. Right now the clover and alfalfa is in bloom, and oh, it smells amazing. And we may not have noticed that had we not had to drive with the windows open. Like we'd been picking Saskatoons, and then we went back to drop off my mom, and we noticed there was fluid. It was clear and no odor, and dried up on the asphalt. It dried up immediately, almost like quite quickly. So I tested some of it on paper towel, and it didn't look like oil, it looked like water. So we called we didn't know which mechanics to call or anything because it was the Monday long weekend, right? We were really stressed out about it, but luckily James, the first one he called was Canadian Tire, because I guess he was thinking no one's going to be open, maybe Canadian Tire, right? So he calls, and the guy that he talked to said it's like we told him where it was and the fluid color and like all the facts that we had, right? And the guy said it's the air conditioner. And we were like, thank you so much. So we just didn't turn the air conditioner on. As I was freaked out, it was the transmission fluid, because I'm often freaked out about that. Like when I get really overly stressed, say like when James was dying, when he was terminal, before we got his health up so that he could get stem cell therapy, and I was so stressed out, and I kept bringing the car in places because I was sure it was like we needed the car a lot so that we could take him to doctors and do like whatever, right? So that was a major stressor for me, because with the car that we have, which I'm very thankful for, you can't check I can check the fluids myself for everything but the transmission fluid. I can't check that. It's some design that I don't like, because I need to know. So anyway, because I'll get stressed out otherwise. And then what am I going to take it in every week? Make sure it has transition? Ridiculous. So I can't handle it. So of course I'm looking at the fluids yesterday before we left, and I'm like, the rest of them are good, the levels are good, and so it's not those things, and I'm like, I can't check the transmission fluid, so it must be that, right? So I'm freaked out about that, and we weren't even going to come back yesterday because I was so worried that that's what it was, but luckily James talked to the Canadian Tire guy, and I'm so thankful. I don't know if I'll be able to stay awake long enough to get the Saskatoons done. I'm so tired. Why is it so bad out here? It's good, but that's all I need right now. I'm gonna have the kiwi. I use this to stir up my turmeric into my juice. And this morning, my cabbage juice. So, I don't know, or mustard. I don't know. There's some sort of an Asian green, I don't know what. I'm having a hard time eating. And then I guess tomorrow I get back to cherry picking.